Leaders who share their knowledge for the betterment of the industry. The most followed, retweeted, and liked mortgage professionals. 50 most connected mortgage professionals. Brought to you by Remen Wholesale.
Hi, I'm Carl Markman with Remen Wholesale. We're incredibly proud of our history of educating and partnering with the broker and banker community to prepare you for what's next. We've always been committed to same-day turn times on initial underwrites, which allows us to earn your business each and every day. We're happy to sponsor the following program.
And welcome back to another episode of National Mortgage Professionals 50 Most Connected Mortgage Pros. For Mortgage News Network, I'm your host, Rick Grant. Today's program is brought to you by Remen Wholesale. Now, many of you have already met today's guest. If you read National Mortgage Professional, you've already benefited from his experience, and you may have had some of his training when he was with the Five Star Institute. I'm talking about Bubba Mills. He's the CEO and owner of Corcoran Consulting and Coaching, and he's our guest today, one of the 50 most connected mortgage pros. Bubba, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for the invite.
Well, let's start with why social media is important to your business.
Social media is the new postcard. I mean, if you think about it, I've been doing business since 1989, and you know when you look at how business has changed, you know, social media, along with the multiple pillars of social media. I don't think it's social media just as Facebook. I mean, there's a lot of pillars of social media. It is now your evangelistic way of getting business, of spreading your brand, of spreading your word, and being able to market, you know, co-market, co-brand. There's a firm, in my opinion, there's a distinct difference between advertising and marketing. Advertising has zero ROI and marketing has ROI. So make sure that you are on multiple pillars of social media. However, be yourself. A lot of people, when we do commercials and we do television ads and we do everything else, you know, we're stuffy in suits and, you know, that's it. If you go to my social media, you're going to see a couple of them in that, and then you're going to see me and my wife with Olaf. You know, people want to know you. You know, that's just it. And social media allows people to get to know you. However, if you don't mind, don't talk about politics or religion on social media, or you're going to lose 50% of everybody you want to do business with. I don't care if you're left or right. It doesn't matter to me. I could really care less. I'll do your loan. But if I'm on social media and I'm blasting one side versus the other, I just lost an opportunity of 50% of my business. And, you know, I don't understand why people are positioning themselves in that way. So stop it. Sorry. That was the coach.
That's great. I love it, Bubba. And thank you, because I was going to ask you that question anyway about what not to post. Now, one of the things you mentioned was the pillars of social media. There's a lot of websites you could use. What's your favorite? What do you use?
So we use like Hootsuite that will go and blast it out to multiple at one time. You have to look at how it's kind of dynamic, you know, making sure we're using like Bitly and that kind of stuff, links for Twitter. I actually have a person that does all of my social media full time. That makes sure anything that we put out is programmed for the Twitter, for the Instagram, for LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn as more of the business lead platform, as more and Instagram, and on Twitter and Facebook is more of my consumer direct marketing. So if you look at it in the mortgage world, if you used Instagram and LinkedIn of more of your realtor referral program, and Facebook and LinkedIn of more of your consumer direct marketing, I would probably divide it in those kind of pillars and create your marketing around those types of outreach is the way that I would suggest you do it.
Yeah, I can tell you're a coach, because that's excellent marketing advice, segmenting up those markets and taking them in. Now, you're coaching many people in the industry today. As you sit down with the people you're working with, what seems to be one of the most common misconceptions or problems that they're having around social media?
Um, One, they're fake. Two, they're not consistent. Three, the message is horrible. Every single person in social media thinks that they have to ask for business, that they're out there marketing 24/7 and just throwing out, let me tell you about this product. Let me tell you about this. Hey, rates are doing this. MI's down. Hey, look, I'm and I'm all about it. Don't get me wrong. However, you look at like Anthony over at Loan Depot. When you look at like posts from him, he's amazing because he talks about his company and then he says, "Hey, let me tell you what I'm doing on team building, and let me tell you I'm going to help out this nonprofit." I've never had the pleasure of meeting Anthony. However, I love his style. I mean, absolutely amazing style. U.S. Mortgage is the same way. They post a professional one and a personal one. And let me tell you about us and how we do things. There's, and then you got people that, I hate to say this, but you get that desperate people do desperate things. And as business starts to crunch a little bit more, back in the 80s, when I started, there wasn't as many, so there was more to be had. And then as time goes, there's more added, which means there's less to be had, and everybody's stumbling and fighting. I've never sold rate in my entire life. Out of any of the mortgage companies I've owned or managed, I don't sell rate. I sell service. I sell people, and customer service is not a department. It's an attitude. It starts with your director of first impressions. That's the person who answers the phone, all the way to the underwriter, to the processor, of course, the loan officer and the LOA. But your underwriters is part of your customer service department, and your doc drawers and your notaries and your realtor. And you have to understand, if you have an experience, somebody will pay an eighth more. They'll save an eighth less. It doesn't matter. But if you are not projecting and talking to people about that experience part of it, rates, people can go away. People will pay $25 or more, $50, more a month. But what they want to be done is they want to be treated like your grandma. They want to be treated like their sister, not as a number. And we got to remember, this is a service-based industry, not a transaction-based history. I did a loan in 1989 for a guy named Bill Carr, who was in La Jolla Indian Reservation. Whole story, I'm not going to go through it or whatever. I've gotten 15 referrals from him since then, and those referrals have given me over 30 referrals. So that one transaction, nobody treated him like a person. Nobody helped him. I've got 45 transactions out of it. So what's more important?
Wow.
His check at closing, or treating him, with that consumer-faced, I'm here to help you, mentality, and 45 transactions later and counting. That's the mentality we have to have today, people. Implodometer. Remember the implodometer.
Sure.
Okay? Let's stay off of it and remember, we're the brand, not the color theme behind you in your post or your logos or anything else. Every single person looking at my face right now, you are the brand of your company. The CEO of your company hired you because of your face, because of what you're doing to the brand. You're an extension of the brand. Act like the brand and be you. Be authentic and genuine. Sorry.
I love it. I love it. Oh, that's great. All right. One last question. Thank you, first of all, for giving me so much of your time.
Yep.
A lot of people are out there. They've been watching social media. They've been lurking. They know they need to do it. They just haven't done it. What's your best tip for getting involved now?
Hire somebody. Look, and I don't no disrespect, I'm not an expert. I go in, probably do 3 to 4 posts myself to keep it genuine and authentic to myself. I tell my team what I want to have posted and what the message is, and they do it for me. I'm a firm believer that no job's too small to outsource, except for my wife. Besides that, anything else can be outsourced. As CEOs of a company, I've got a multi-million-dollar company to run, people. I don't want to say no job's too small for me, and that's why I determine what the message is going to be. I don't have time to put that into a beautiful picture and color. That's not me, guys. I mean, That's not me. I'm the visionary kind of guy. I'm here to make things happen. My job is to look on the horizon, not on the doorstep. So when I say things need to be happen, I got people that are working on my doorstep. I got to keep my eye on the horizon. My job is to work on the company, not in the company. So I keep day to day. I coach people. I myself to keep me in the world of mortgage, keep me in the world of real estate, in small business. We have clients in 5 countries. So I keep in the world. So I know that anytime I'm talking to somebody, I know mortgage, I know real estate, I know small business, I know SBA. I can start you from scratch, or if you're a $100 billion company, I can coach you. It doesn't matter. But one thing I can tell you, if you don't have an assistant, you are one. And if you're not making at least $500 an hour, then you're in the wrong line of business, people. So it's well worth me being able to outsource that to somebody else. If you're new, if you're building it up, look, your 19-year-old kid's better at social media than you are. Hire your kid if you have to, right? Another thing the coaching advice that I'll give you, if you're near colleges, a lot of them have to get internships. You can do paid internships. A lot of them, they have to, for their degrees, for their marketing degrees, and they have to work on projects. So you can go get your company qualified as an internship for the local colleges, even JVs. It doesn't matter, JCs. It doesn't matter if you're a local college, a 2-year, a 4-year, whatever it is. If they're offering degrees in marketing, advertising, any of that, you can be a project they can work on. So you can also pay them part-time. You can pay them per project, or you can also give them internship work where they can work after school or part-time work. And it helps support the community. It helps support the kids in your area, and it helps you with your social media marketing.
Fantastic. Bubba Mills, thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure. And don't forget Fiverr, Fiverr. Outsource to Fiverr.
Sure,
Fiverr is amazing.
Now, don't let this be the last time you hear from Bubba. You can read him every month in National Mortgage Professional. Get a ton of great information, just like you've gotten on the show today. I want to thank you for being with us. I want to thank our sponsor, Remmen Wholesale. Bubba Mills, again, thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you all next time. This is Mortgage News Network.